So for many of us late diagnosed moms, we start to think about our own possibly diagnosis or having whatever it is that we have, ADHD, autism, both, because we are looking at our daughters or children and we see a lot of those same struggles in them, or we see a lot of our own childhood struggles in them. And maybe they are the ones who are going through a diagnosis process and we start resonating with so many of the things. For me, it was a little bit different. I already had a daughter who was diagnosed. She is, as of this video, 23 years old and what is considered to be profoundly autistic. When she was diagnosed, it was close to, I believe, either her second or third birthday. So she was pretty young when she was diagnosed. And at that time, there was not a lot of research on autism in girls. There's still, let's be honest, there still isn't. There's still a gap. And so for me at that time, it wasn't even on my radar that I was considering, okay, maybe I'm autistic or maybe I have ADHD. And it wasn't until she was getting older and I was researching how do I support her as a young adult, her emotional regulation, her executive function, and things like that, that I started to click. Like some of the stuff that I had put into place for her was also helping me. And some of the stuff that I was doing for myself was because I was supporting executive dysfunction or emotional regulation issues. What further fueled it was watching my younger daughter struggle with some of the things that I struggled with when I was in elementary school when I was her age. So for context, she is, as of the recording of this video, 11 years old. And I want to talk to you today about what if your daughter is struggling like you did, and if it's coming sooner. Or maybe it's just because we're learning to recognize it quicker. So if you don't know me already, I'm Corey. I'm a late diagnosed neurodivergent mom, trauma-informed coach, and someone who looked at her daughter one day and thought, oh no, she's just like me, but she's dealing with it younger. And I don't mean that in the cute mini-me kind of way, though it is also true in that cute mini-me kind of way. I meant the heartbreak and the masking and the spiraling and the shrinking that I know all too well as an adult. So what happens when you realize that your daughter is struggling just like you did? It's starting sooner. Let's talk about this. So there is a moment for many neurodivergent moms when the mirror flips and we're not just remembering our childhood, we're watching it play out again. And we are the girl who cried from sensory overload, who got told that she's too much, who can't explain why school feels like a battlefield. Except this time it's your daughter and you can't unsee it, and you shouldn't. Because this isn't just about recognition, it's about interruption. Because while we may not have been seen or understood or diagnosed, she can be. But only if we allow ourselves to look back with compassion and forward with courage. We're not our moms, and let's face it, our moms didn't have the tools either. So this has been generations of women who have been failed by the systems. And we aren't in the school system anymore. We are not the silence that taught us to keep us all in. We are the cycle breakers, and this is our chance to build something different. So here, I want to hit you with some science behind it too. Our nervous systems are relational. So what we felt, she's feeling, and what we suppress, she mirrors. So when we're regulating ourselves, we're showing softness, attunement, and clarity, and we aren't just modeling safety, but we're creating it. And our daughters pick up on that as well. This work is messy, it's imperfect, but it's real, it's worth it, and it rewires everything. So now when I notice her struggling, I don't rush in to just fix it, which is probably what I would have done in the past. We all have that instinct to just fix things instead of letting our kids problem solve. And I don't mean just letting them struggle through everything, because that's hard for them. And then they learn often they might just learn not to ask for help anymore. Now, though, I pause, I breathe, and I ask, what would I have needed at her age? And that's my internal question. Would my younger child, my inner child need? And then I do my best to offer that to her, whether it's permission to cry, space to stim, language for big emotions, and most of all, a mom who is trying not to be perfect, but just to be present for her. So if this cracks something open in you, and I hope it did, it means that you're seeing things clearly now. And with that clarity comes power. Download the Emotional Resilience Reset to get the tools that help both your nervous systems heal. And if you're looking for a space to do this work without the shame for both you and your daughters, PRC is here, and you don't have to prove your pain to be welcomed in. And I want to leave you with this. She's not broken. You're not broken. You're both healing, and you're doing it together.